But soft what light through yonder window breaks, of cobweb bone and rusted cot, right to buy, needle strewn, at 90k this is your northwest right move.
The northern soul is a powerful spirit. We offer sacrifices of Ian Brown's boyish face and blancmange.
The northern soul is opaque.
The toenail is covered in fungus.
Twitter handle Thatcherite4, biography proud northerner. This is the last puzzle posed by the Sphinx.
Northern writing must be raw, repeat raw.
Yes, out of the frying pan and into the sandwich.
Your words must beat, must pound against the city with each sentence. A population of sunbeds, babbies' heads and wakey-bakey pies. A population hot on the outside and cold in the middle.
Must be fleeting images of everyday life. Sentences must come out of smokestacks. Syntax must be black and white.
The wall of red, the great northern wall of red. Leftist red, Kering wall of Labour red. The red devil, the red menace.
Baron von Corbin.
Do you conform to Hemingway's theory? How deep are you, you coal pit you?
You think you're going to write some interesting poetry that surrounds us as northerners. You're deadly scared that you're going to lose your best friend. Roll on snare drum.
If we shined the light on it, would it move? Would the city square if we waved the UV light over it? How does the northerner look when we imply new methods of thinking?
In the politically correct north, it has been revealed that at least 20% of people are morbidly jolly.
I love that line, you know, it's so great, so brutal. Everything's a bit expensive here, isn't it?
That other one, can't move here for people.
I like that. The exact opposite of what I meant.
Did you know there are parts of London where the police won't even go?
Because the drinks are too expensive.
Your insights are incredible. They're so salty, so earthy.
They're so incredibly insightful. I'm going to repeat them back to you in a voice that sounds a bit like yours.
Listen to me. I'm an orator, do you hear?
You got time on your cup?
Well, I'll watch on my wrist.
Always describe northern writing as labour. Memory starts engines. You dig for poetry. You mine for material.
The underground scene is the mining industry.
The world, its oysters. Mersey trout, the fishing
Held
industry.
in places by trolleys in photographers' galleries.
Fossils of the ground, but not the ones you find.
Mushrooms in your cupboard, but not the ones you eat.
You turn pages to the sound of a boy sliding on his knees in a working men's social club.
You stop in the middle of a sentence and throw Henderson's relish on an old idea.
You don't stop bullying the order until you taste vinegar on your lips.
Your lyrical dissonance is different than I expected. It's positively Prussian, pre-Soviet but post-menstrual. The lyrical form of empathy. With your tone, it sings like preambulatory percussion instruments.
I used to think that poetry hadn't progressed from 20,000 years ago, when it was just guttural chanting, but then I heard this stuff.
And I thought, Jesus Christ, I haven't heard poetry that sounds so much like poetry. From this generation, the generation that we're in. And now I think that this generation has some poetry, because I've heard some recently.
The mystery times and towns, the salt and sand of the earth. It's cutting your teeth on heartbreak and locally sourced bread.
Have you seen a gun? Remember what Chekhov said about a gun?
If you see a gun, make sure it's in the off position.
The emergency poet. Ah yes, what was it Robert Shepherd said? She can dig a fucking hole and jump in it for all I care.
Going into the Millepois. Where are all the rebels?
Certainly not in my garage. Where are all the rebels?
Struggling to MOT their cars.
Where are all the rebels?
Teaching at London Met. Where are all the rebels?
Rain-soaked fiends, thieves with mean pride. Where are the rebels?
Selling zines to when they're drunk-only anarchists.
Where are all the rebels?
Asking E. Cummins. Oh, why don't you just write a story, lad?
Where are all the rebels?
Perish at the fort, they are amongst us.
With their acoustic fur trade paper towels.
With their deep-fried lives battered in non-homogenised fort.
Where the people are people and the whippets have flat caps.
Yes, I remember Barry Chuckle's funeral well.
I remember my mother's advice well before I set out into this world.
You can't live off string theory alone, son. What of the rebels?
Gods and goddesses who speak in a locally foreign tongue.
A tongue impossibly inscribed in
A
life.
tongue that no novice could get to grips with.
A tongue that has to be bitten softly.
I was born in a place that no longer exists.
Wigan?
Yeah.
Oh, I've been there.
An unspoken town.
Town full of
A
graveyards.
Soviet wet dream.
Where people whisper thin sentences.
The sentences are beautiful.
They no longer exist. Thank you.